Alright, what's up guys? So this is gonna be part 1 training. So basically what I'm gonna go over in this video is a little bit on whys, a pick and swing, and positioning, things with the cables and the boom. I'm gonna showcase that stuff this time around at least. I'm gonna start by explaining the GUIs. So first thing I'm going to hit off on, because this is something that gets all of us, the first day that people come in game or whatever and start operating the trucks. Sometimes when you come to the back toolbox and you open up your GUI and you start clicking around for things, sometimes they're not going to work. Like if you start clicking stuff and it's not doing the function on the truck, what you do is come straight back to this click detector and click it once and then try again. Normally works on the second try. Third has to be the charm. If it doesn't work on the third, just give up. So just come here, click it until it starts working. I think it's because there's so much stuff that it's loading in a little amount of time, it gets confused sometimes. So that's that part. Now, how this GUI works, eventually every single truck is going to have the GUI looking basically just like this. So what you're going to have is your stabilizers. If you left click, it'll bring this up. So here's everything. The side puller is disabled on this truck and nothing is on this one. There's no side puller on the truck, obviously. So basically, when you're operating the 50-ton wrecker, this is what you'll have. This is the this is the Vulcan V100 or 50-ton. I am gonna make a side puller version of this truck, so eventually the side puller will be on this truck. But let's get into how you can close these out. So I made these two function button basically, so if you right click, it goes away. So if you don't want to see any of this stuff, you can just say bye-bye to it. Gone. Magic. So if you don't like your GUIs, they can go away. Anywho, so let's go ahead and get started with a pick and swing. I sort of had this set up a little bit. I'll start from scratch basically. I'll start with Outriggers, so I've already got these down. When it comes to you operating your wrecker, I don't care how you do it. So what a pick and swing basically is, your truck is parallel to whatever you're picking up. So in my case, I extended out the passenger side outrigger. Now you guys, when you're out there doing your job or whatever, I don't care if you put it out or not. It's like, it's your choice. You're the one operating the truck. You're the one controlling the thing. So completely your choice if you want to use these functions or not. So completely up to you. Let's see. So yeah, for me, I'm extended out. So, and you could have these in or up, whatever you want to do. You have them up though, you'll probably end up destroying your rear suspension, but Alright, so first off, right now I don't have these two buttons labeled, so right currently unfolds it and left folds it. I'm going to label these probably tomorrow. Get all this stuff labeled properly. So what you're going to want for a pick and swing, the two are really the only, good thing you want to focus on for a pick and swing is going to be your boom angle. Your boom angle is essential for a pick and swing. You're going to want to have something that's a little bit up there. So something right about, that. somewhere right in there is where you're gonna want for pick and swing. And then basically extend out to sort of the front of whatever you're gonna be picking up, or pulling on it. Actually, is what I should say. So right there is where I'm gonna start off. I'm pretty much in line with that right there. The edge of the chrome bumper and the fender. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get my boom winches to you guys up. So left winch. If you're looking at the back of the truck, these two are in line. Some people look at the front of the truck and they get confused on what cable it is. Look from the back of the truck. Everything is coordinated with the back of the truck. Now on this V100, the drag winch is the third winch option. There it is right there, the third winch option. So, what I'm going to use to perform the pick and swing is I'm going to use my right cable for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach straight to the bumper. IRL, there's pins that you sort of slide in and then you pin them in place, get your chain, hook it up, and pull them on out. Well, this is Roblox, so you can basically hook anywhere you want. It doesn't matter where you hook, except for when you're doing pick and swings, something in the center of the vehicle is your best bet, because it'll just give you the best result in the end. But basically, once you've determined that you gotta go boom angle, you're extended, relatively in the same direction of everything, and your cable's pretty much straight, which mine is off a tiny bit, but that's not gonna matter. I can go out just like that and get it straight on if I really want to, which pretty much now it's got the slightest angle. But once you got everything set up and you got one cable to it, because all you need for pick and swing is one cable, which people would say otherwise for IRL purposes, but again, it's Roblox. So basically all you gotta do now is start pulling around. So what you'll see is, as this is skipping across the ground, you'll notice it's skipping across the ground because you're pulling upward but you're swinging at the same time. So there it is. That's basic. That's just the basics of the pick and swing. There's many ways to do it. What you could do in the 50-ton at least, because this thing's got pretty good stretch of boom. You could have also stretched out over to the bumper, picked it up with the cable, and then retracted your boom back in and got it out that way as well. That would work just fine as well. You can do that any day of the week. I'll demonstrate that in a second. That way you guys know what I'm talking about. But what I want to show you guys now is how you can reposition something, side to side with the cables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this picked up with both cables. I'll get it at a pretty decent height. Okay, so here we are at a pretty decent height. So what you'll notice is this is currently it's basically center with my tow truck. I mean, well, other than the slight angle, but what I mean is with the cables, it's center with my recovery boom. So say if I can't go anywhere with the boom, I have nothing left to try, the cables, they can help you out a lot. Basically, I'm just literally going to show you guys this. Say if you need it to come to the left, but you got the right cable on it, just let out on the left and it'll come towards the left side of the truck. You need it to go right, just do the opposite. Do the exact opposite and you can just make it go the other way. Pretty simple, easy to understand. So you can move stuff with the cables if you really have to. There's always a way to figure stuff out with these trucks. We've never failed at a job, that's for sure. But it does get challenging at times trying to figure out how to do certain things, because these constraints, they do attach to the middle of a part. You can attach them to any part, but they will attach to the middle of what you click on. So for example, the bumper is attached to the middle of the bumper. I mean, can't change that. So whatever you click on, make sure you know where it's actually pulling from before you start pulling, because you could, thought you connected it to a wheel or something, might be, somewhere completely different. So just make sure you know where your cables are actually placed before you start pulling. But yeah, that's about it for a pick and swing. It's very simple. Get your truck set up, get a good boom angle, good extension off the rear of your truck, and then that's pretty much all you gotta have. And then I'll show you guys right quick what I was saying about you could extend out, pick it up with the cables, and then retract in. Let's see here. Let's get these. Alright. I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. And Roblox's stupid new camera system or whatever. I've already figured out a system for this, so don't worry about that, guys. I already got a fix for that. Alright, here. Let's put these down. So basically what I was saying is, say this truck was still in the same position. What I could have done was set up just like that. Came down right up over it. Of course, you got a lot of stick to play around with in the 50-ton. Compared to the 35-ton E70, it's a little bit more working room than you have on the 35-ton. So with this truck, like I said, you can just stretch out, pick it. Let me pick it up right quick. The cables. Do right cable. Right cable. And then we'll get out over it. That way I'm not picking up at a weird angle. Right about there. So what I can do is I can just pick up on it. Now, the one thing with the cables, when you're moving stuff with the cables, it always updates physics wise, but when you're moving the boom, you have to keep character contact with what you're moving, because see, yeah, you see how this isn't moving but the boom's going up. I'll show you what happens when you touch it, or well, when you move, it just jumps up. So what you want to do to avoid any of that weird movement is just keep contact with it and sort of click, click a little bit at a time on your controls for whatever you're trying to do. And as you can see, I picked that up and then I just retract it in. So what it actually does when it retracts in, when you're retracting in, whatever you have picked up, it'll lower, but depending on how much, force you're pulling on with your cable, it'll just pull whatever you're hooked up to right with the boom. So as you can see here, I can still keep on going this way with it. Another thing is when you're operating these things, if you're extended out, so say you're extended out like this, and you boom down, you're actually going out a tiny bit more than you are at this, a really high angle. So as you boom down, you'll be basically pushing it away from you at the same time. If you're going up with the boom, you're pulling it in towards you. Same thing with retracting, basically. So down is basically like extending, and then up is basically retracting and pulling into you. You basically get a lot more pulling power when you're up higher. So that's why you see the boom 9 times out of 10 way high up in the air, not down low. So anyway, that's basically it. So that's some basic maneuvers that will basically get you guys started in these trucks. I just wanted everyone to be able to see what a pick and swing is, because that's probably going to be something that's used often. Because a pick and swing, you'd be surprised how often it gets used in the towing industry. So, but yeah, guys, that is about it. And like I said, every truck is eventually going to have these GUIs in them. So yeah, that's him. And I may or may not catch you in the next one.